Chaos Impact is full of cards to help you power up strategies past and present. Today we're going to go over cards that'll go in 7 different strategies, at least. Not this one though. IP Masquerena is a fantastic card, but she kind of goes in everything. She's not really a support card for older strategies. So let's get started. Striker Dragon is to Rockets what Salamangrate Phalanx is to Salamangrates. It's a Link 1 monster, you summon it with a level 4 lower dragon monster, and it searches out the field spell for the Rocket deck. In this case, that's going to be Boot Sector Launch, which is a spell that gives you multiple special summoning abilities. And they're pretty good ones too. They help you empty out your hand of all the rockets you might have drawn, so you have more Link materials, or it can help you to stage a comeback by special summoning from the graveyard up to the number of monsters your opponent controls more than you. In addition, Striker Dragon is also a Link 1 monster that can trigger your rocket effects by targeting them. It is a Link monster, of course. And, its arrow isn't the greatest going left, but its other effect can target itself to destroy itself, get it out of your extra monster zone, and get a rocket back into your hand that you can then special summon with Boot Sector Launch. Originally introduced in the Infinity Chasers, Evil Eye makes its return in Chaos Impact with 2 new cards. One Link 2 monster, Gorgon, Empress of the Evil Eye, and a new equip spell, Evil Eye of Gorgoneo, that counts as Evil Eye of Selene while it's on the field. Gorgoneo helps you catch up on all the life points that you lost from using your other Evil Eye effects with the original Evil Eye of Selene by increasing the attack of its equipped monster by the difference between your life points and your opponent's while yours are lower. And its graveyard ability lets you get other Evil Eye spell and trap cards out of the deck. I really like Gorgon, Empress of the Evil Eye though. Her materials are 2 monsters, including an Evil Eye monster, which makes her a little more splashable into other decks. I like this monster playing it along with the Unchained theme, for instance, from this set, because Evil Eye makes a nice complementary engine for that. But what Gorgon does is it negates monster effects. So while you have Evil Eye of Selene on the field, which could also be Gorgoneo, you can target an effect monster your opponent controls and negate its effects until the end of the turn as a quick effect. And that is a once per turn ability. Now, there is of course a drawback. Next standby phase, after the effect is activated, you have to destroy a monster that she points to. But she points up and down, so that monster could be your opponent's. And because she points up and down, you don't have to put a monster at the zone she points to. I like to, though. I like to put one of the Unchained Twins from this set there, so that you can destroy it by a card effect and let me summon an Unchained Soul from the deck. Princess pick up a ton of new cards in Chaos Impact. So many, in fact, that we gave you a few of them ahead of time in the Rising Rampage Special Edition. Now, if you've got your Battle Oceans and you're wondering, well, what is this Princess Crystal Heart monster that I need to use to make my monsters unaffected by card effects? Well, that's one of them that you get in Chaos Impact. It's another Link 2 monster that requires 2 water monsters to make. And the goal with this is to make it first, and then use it as a material for Coral Anemone, the other Link 2 monster, and then revive it back, because it has less than 1500 attack. And in doing so, you wind up with 4 materials worth of monsters that you can then turn into Wonder Heart, or really whichever water monster you need to. Marbled Rock, Wonder Heart, either is fine, and it'll have the extra ability from Battle Ocean. And you'll have that extra Link monster in the graveyard to equip. Now, to get extra monsters on the field, you can use some more special summoning abilities, and that's where Princess Mandarin comes in. If you have 2 or more Princess monsters, and she's in your hand or graveyard, you can target a water Link monster you control, and special summon it to the zone that monster points to. And she gets banished when she leaves the field, but that seems like a fair price to pay to get yet another special summon onto the field. And if you're looking for Princess Mandarin, or your other Princess cards, then you probably want to play Princess Blue Tang first. If you normal or special summon her, you can send a Princess monster from your deck to the graveyard, so that gets Mandarin right in the graveyard to special summon her back later. And if Blue Tang herself is sent to the graveyard to link summon a water monster, you can excavate the top 3 cards of your deck, kind of like a Salamangrate Foxy ability, and add an excavated Princess card to your hand. 2019 has been a pretty good year if you're a fan of the Aromages. They got a great new Link monster in Dual Power. They got Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood in Dark Neostorm. You can also get a Dual Devastator, a fantastic source of life gain. And now they're getting new Monster, Spell, and Trap from Chaos Impact. Aromatherapy Sweet Marjoram is a synchro monster that does basically everything you want it to. It can protect your monsters from targeting effects, it can destroy cards on the field, and it can search powerful trap cards out of your deck. The 3 Winds cards, Humid Winds, Dried Winds, and the new Blessed Winds. I like using it with Dried Wind because you're going to get a lot of extra life points off of Spooky Dogwood, and and it makes its ability easier to resolve. But Blessed Winds is no slouch as well. It has two abilities to gain life points and move plants around to where you need them. Like if you get a high-level plant stuck in your hand, you can send it to the graveyard and gain some life points. Or if you need something back into your deck to summon a Lone Fire Blossom, Blessed Winds can do that too and gain you life points. And if you just need to revive something, well, you can revive an Aroma monster with Blessed Winds. You don't get to gain life points with that though, you have to pay 1,000. Unless, of course, you have Aroma Gardening on the field, in which case you pay 1,000 to Blessed Winds, summon your Aroma monster, and then gain 1,000 life points, because you can do that once per turn with Aroma Gardening. And, you know, if you're running out of monsters and running out of life points, Aroma Gardening can summon something out of your deck as well, protect you and boost your life points further if your opponent declares an attack while your life points are lower than theirs. And note, it doesn't have to be a direct attack. The opponent just has to declare an attack while you have fewer life points. It's a great card, and I would expect to see all of these cards in Aroma Mage decks moving forward. Salamandrates pick up a Link 4 finisher in Chaos Impact in the form of Salamandrate Pyro Phoenix. This monster can inflict damage to your opponent's life points whenever a Link monster is special summoned to their field. Of course, if your opponent isn't too keen on summoning Link monsters while you have Pyro Phoenix on the field, well, you can always just make them. It also has the ability to target one of their Link monsters in their graveyard and summon it to their field, which will then, of course, trigger the ability to inflict some damage. Of course, just like Sunlight Wolf and Heat Leo, Pyro Phoenix also has an ability if you Reincarnation Link summon it. That is, use it as the material for another one, which you can do, you know, 1-to-1 with Salamandrate Sanctuary as usual, or you could use this new quick play spell card, Salamandrate Transcendence, as well, which lets you do exactly that. You just link summon a new copy of the monster you already had on the field. And when you have reincarnated Salamandrate Pyro Phoenix, it comes with a field clearing ability that just destroys all cards your opponents control. So it's kind of the complete package. You can wipe your opponent's field, it can wipe out their life points in multiple ways, and it's just a really excellent card. And, you know, if you're going to play it, obviously you'll play it in 2s. So one great way to show whether or not your Pyro Phoenix has been reincarnated is by using this lovely alternate foil version of it as the reincarnated one. Tenny from Rising Rampage also pick up a number of excellent new cards in Chaos Impact. Tenny Spirit Ashuna is a 6th basic Tenny monster that you can both special summon from your hand, but also banish from your hand or hand or graveyard for another ability if you control a non-effect monster. This one special summons another Tenny monster straight from your deck. In addition, Tenny decks get multiple new extra deck options between the Link 3 monster Draco Masters of Tenny and the Synchro monster level 8, Draco Berserker of the Tenny. Draco Berserker is the card you want if you're trying to inflict as much damage as you possibly can. It can banish your opponent's monsters if they activate effects, but more importantly, it has kind of a Blackluster Soldier Envoy at the beginning style double attacking effect, where if it destroys an effect monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, it can attack a second monster that battle phase. Oh, but of course it gains the attack points of the thing destroyed first, so the next attack is far more devastating. Draco Masters of the Tenny opens up 3 more extra deck slots for you, which is very useful in and of itself, but it also can't be destroyed in battle by effect monsters and can wipe out effect monsters on the field, equal to the number of non-effect monsters you control and have in the graveyard. So when you're making your Link 3 monster, you got to choose between, okay, am I trying to go on offense this turn and just wipe a bunch of things out first and get some direct damage in, or do I want to set up my Berserker and say a trap card and get ready for the next turn? Both options are good, and with those two together, plus Astronaut, Tenny decks are in a great position coming through Chaos Impact. Last but not least, Dragon decks get a huge buff from Chaos Impact in the form of Starliege Safer. This monster lets you send any number of dragons from your hand or field, which could include itself, to the graveyard to get a dragon from your deck that has level equal to the combined levels of the things you sent. No attribute restriction on that, any dragon. So at its absolute worst, you can swap out Starliege Safer for, say, Black Dragon, Collapse Serpent, and continue on your merry way. But where I like this the most is in decks like Blue Eyes, where you might be playing a bunch of mismatched discard cards like Trade-In and Cards of Consonance. But now, with Starliege Safer, you can just send a regular Blue Eyes or a Dragon Spirit of Light for Blue Eyes Alternative, or you could send a White Stone of Legends for a White Stone of Ancients. It's a very versatile card that can take the place of a lot of different cards that maybe didn't match up all the time. And it helps smooth out your draws when you play a lot of different dragon decks. Chaos Impact is a great set that helps a lot of different decks out and creates some cool new ones too. I hope you'll enjoy all the cards in this set when it releases at your local official tournament store on October 24th or at large on October 25th.